Yeah, hello people, hope you're well. You're tuned in to the Duggystone podcast. Yeah, this podcast goes out on a regular basis. I try and update it every week with new and exciting guests. If you're listening on iTunes, please go and give us a review, like, share and comment. That'd be great. And as always, you're listening to... Oh yes. And you can also find me every week over at Duggystone Radio. That's duggystoneradio.com. I'm going to spell that for you because everyone has a problem with it. Duggystone. Some great shows on there, so go and check out. We're updating it on our Facebook page, Duggystone Radio, and on our website. And this week I've got an artist we've been promoting over in 2017. His name's Danny McMahon, absolutely brilliant individual. So go and check him out. Go and listen to his music. But anyway, let's get on with the show. Hey, people. It's and it depends when you listen to this. It might be the middle of summer by the time you get around to it. But at the minute, it's flipping freezing in the UK. I'm in my log cabin in the garden. I've come out this morning. It's been snowing in the night, and it's just like an ice rink. It's ridiculous. But the world now, we can link with each other by the internet. I've got a great interview that I'm going to do today. I'll let him introduce you in a minute. This station's about promoting new up-and-coming artists, new up-and-coming bands, and great presenters. And our tagline is, we're not just local, we're freaking global. So, good morning. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi. So I'm Danny McMahon. I'm a country singer-songwriter from Bristol in the UK.
Brilliant. And obviously we've been playing some of your stuff. Some stuff. That's not very nice, is it? Been playing some of your tracks from your EP, because obviously got that, because is he your manager, Dan? Is Dan your manager?
Well, he helps me out. He's not technically my manager, but he helps me out. He's for sure. So we do some songwriting together, and he's a bit more business savvy than I am, let's say. So he's very, very helpful indeed. Bless him.
Yeah, because you first, and we'll talk about what you're doing currently while we're talking, but on the EP, you've picked the song, and what I'll do is probably, when this goes into my show, I'll be playing this song. So your song that you selected on your EP, what's that one called?
So there's a couple of ones that we've pushed from the EP. It's been What It's Like and Hideaway have kind of been the two that have really been played all over the place.
Yeah. So what we're going to do now for the people that are listening on the show, I'm going to play. What's the first track you've released? Not Hideaway, the other one. Sorry, I forget.
What It's Like.
What It's Like. We're going to play What It's Like now for you out there. So listen to this, and it's a great song. It's a brilliant EP. So enjoy this. Yeah, and obviously because this is on a podcast and copyright laws and all that sort of shenanigans, we can't play it. So anyway, if you go and check out Danny and go and listen to his EP, go and listen to the song that you would have heard if you'd have been listening on the radio. So yeah, brilliant song that. And when I got sent that EP, or I listened to the EP, I know you released then Hideaway, or you're promoting Hideaway. And for me, that is everyone has a personal preference, but for me on that EP, that's my personal favourite is Hideaway. I like the lyrics, awesome. Like the way it sounds, like the way you sing it. I genuinely think it's a fun. When you said when I got told you're releasing the other one, I went, why is he not releasing Hideaway first? I think he's fantastic. But obviously, you as a singer have released that because you believe that's you like. Is there a reason why you particularly like that song, or wanted to release that song first?
Well, I mean, for me, I'm the worst judgment of my songs like ever. So I kind of just brought it to the people that know me and know my music the best. And I had these 4 songs. I have more than 4 songs, but I kind of just brought them all to the table, to Andrea Succi, the guy who was producing the record, to all the people around me. And I kind of went, look, which do you think is the best song? And we kind of decided that between everyone, as a first single, we thought that What It's Like was the best one because it basically speaks about how I got into country music. It's all about meeting my girlfriend at a country music festival, and so kind of had the realness and the authenticity. So it was something that was close to my heart. So I felt like I could kind of portray that message as kind of like the first time people were going to hear me, and I thought that kind of gave people then a platform for me to come in with the driving tune that is Hideaway, I guess.
Okay, and that's what I like. That's why I like to talk to artists and get the story behind it, because now I'll have a different view of that song, and I'll go away and listen to that again and go,
Yeah,
I get it now. Do you know what I mean? So, and that's why I asked you why you picked that, because I know nothing about your background, about you as an individual and what you're thinking and what your thought process, or why you've done the music.
yeah,
So I've listened to it as a listener, as you like, and gone, oh, I really like this, and that's why I like it,
mhm.
because it appeals to me. But obviously, that makes sense now. I interviewed Chloe Chadwick earlier on in the year. She's a great country singer as well. Go and check her out.
Yeah, she's
And
fab. Yeah.
I asked her about some of the songs, and it was like "Summertime Loving." Is it? Have you just thought of this? No, and she explained what that meant, and she explained why she'd written some of the other songs and what the meanings behind. You go, I get it, I get that, I can, and and I think it's good that you get that out either in blog format or in interview format, so people then go away and listen to the song, and go, oh right, that's why he wrote that song. That's why he's singing that song. And I think it makes a big difference when you do that. Brilliant, absolutely
For sure.
brilliant for your EP. I really like it, and it's a very tough industry. The music industry is a tough industry, because I know loads of talented, you as well as obviously in that, loads of talented artists that are there, and you think, why are these guys and girls not mega? Because they are mega, but there's that many people out there. It's very tough, isn't it? It's very tough to get your name out there.
It is very tough indeed. Like, as this is sort of something new to me. So, but I've been doing music, professionally for a very long time. In terms, I mean, I got signed to a major label management deal when I was 16, and was kind of sort of shown the music industry very, very young, and kind of how cutthroat it can be in that sense. So I kind of, and also done a lot of commercial songwriting. So I've written for sort of commercial artists as well. So I've kind of been in and around the industry for quite a long time for someone in their mid 20s. But I mean, with the thing I really like about the country scene is that, you were talking about it before, is it's kind of developing this community vibe that, when I've sort of, I've studied music at degree level, and I did a lot of work and a lot of papers on like subcultures, and how that kind of allowed for bands in the past to become so successful. And I think in pop music particularly, which is kind of where I've come from before this, we started to lose that a little bit. I think maybe due to the internet was kind of my conclusion, because everything's so freely accessible and so easily accessible. People just aren't going to shows anymore. But I'm seeing in country music, things are like how they were when I first started out, like 10 years ago, when I was like 14, 15. People go to gigs, people come and meet up, people make friends with each other. You've got all these forums and all these pages where like everything's really real again. It's not all cyber, which is really, really cool. So as I say, I think country music is actually starting to, in the UK, is starting to almost develop, like, as I say, its own little subculture. And that's where I think the success of UK country music is really going to breed from what I can see at the moment anyway.
Yeah, I think you're spot on, mate. It's the culture, and I think there's a couple of things that's hit us. Is the talking to a guy over in the States as well, Craig Rice. He was saying that, and I agree with it. The internet has been brilliant, but also it's been negative in some respects, because it's made it more accessible. So guys like you can go and,
Mhm.
I'm not saying you do this, but you can actually. I mean, I'm in a log cabin in the garden. Yeah, I could get an artist in here now. I've not got I've got a decent mixer and everything like that. We could lay down a track in an hour, and we could have it on the internet. Done. Yeah. So
Mhm.
it's that easy. So we're getting this. The floodgates are open of music just coming along um, through, and it's how you break through that. So it's made it, the barriers to entry have been drastically reduced, because before you would have to go get a manager, get a record label behind you, go into a studio, pay thousands of pounds to put tracks down, sign up a deal, and off you went. So that depended on a certain individuals, a small group of individuals going, right, well, I'm at EMI, I like this band, I don't like this band, you know what I mean? And they all talk about the old story with the guy that turned away the Beatles and said, no, you're rubbish, go out, and you're never going to amount to anything. So very selective, not selective on the listeners. So what you've got now is if you can get out there and get out and about and people start to recognize you and hear your music and like it, then you've got an opportunity. So there's an advantage if you're getting out there easier, but also the downside is there's that much noise and that much being produced, then that takes away from it. And then secondly, I think shows like the X Factor and The Voice have another issue with you guys coming up in front, because everyone, they're focusing on those shows to promote and bring new artists through. So you've got this. So that's my thoughts about the industry.
Yeah.
But going back to country, I think you're totally right. I got into country music in 2012 when I went to visit family in Canada. My auntie and uncle had country on. I'd always said I do not like country music. I don't like country music. Really, I don't really like the old country style music. I like the odd track. But if you said, and this is where I've had a bit of an issue with my country show, because I've said, listen to me show, I don't like country. And I go, just listen to it. And they go, hey, that's good, isn't it?
At time after time, yeah.
It's good because, and I almost think sometimes I should drop that it's a country show, because when people listen to it, they don't realise it's country, but it's new country. It's a totally different vibe to it. And I know I'm talking like I'm supposed to be interviewing you, but I'm trying to get a bit out.
I totally get it. Like, I've had exactly the same thing when I tell people, I play country music, and they look at me and they go, "What? You with your stupid haircut playing country music? How does that even work?" I was like, well, just take a listen. Like, it doesn't sound like what you think it's going to sound like. And then I go and play that, and they're like, "Oh, I really like that. That kind of sounds a bit like stuff I listen to and I relate to." I was like, "Yeah, there you go."
Yeah. And it's almost another. So I'm talking about your subculture. You're right, because then to finish off the little story as quickly as I can, so we can talk to you a bit. Is I came back and went, I really like this music, and I started listening to a radio station every day in Canada over here. And then when I started doing my shows, I started doing a podcast, and I wanted to do a live radio show. And I thought, right, I don't want to just do a general radio music, because there's loads of it out there. I want to do a specific genre. I really like reggae. What's one of my music choices? Really like reggae. I could do a show on reggae. I could do a show on this, because I've got quite a big back. But I thought, but I love this country. There's got to be a market for it. If I like it, there's got to be other people that like it. So that's how this country show started, the country show that I do. Amazing. But what happened from that is when you start scratching below the surface, start finding people like you, people like Chloe Chadwick, people like, I'm forgetting the names now, but I start finding all these, and the scene in the UK is starting to grow and grow, and there's lots, an underground, if you like, scene that people that don't follow it don't know, but it's quite big in the UK. It's quite a lot of a following. Isn't it? There's lots of awards and things like that.
Well, this is it. Like, there's as you say, like there's the BCMA Awards was the big one. I got invited to that a few months back. I couldn't believe it. I said there's so many people there, and there was so much behind it. And the one that really took me so much by surprise was I went to Country to Country for the very first time this year. I hadn't been before. And I finally sort of plucked up the courage to go this year. And I was just blown away by like 20,000 people, all in cowboy hats, like completely invested in what was going on. Everyone knows every word to everything. The whole of the O2 Arena is sold out. And this is all focused on country music. And as I say, again, the thing that took me just was like the vibe and how friendly everyone was, and how, so as I say, like invested everyone was. Like, for a lot of the time, I know this is a big thing, but I've experienced it at my own gigs as well. Like a lot of the things that keep the big thing that keeps artists going whilst they're on tour is people going and buying merch. Now, you don't, I say with my pop band, that was so hard to get people to buy merch. With country music, people say because they're so like emotionally invested in it, they're getting this and that. I'm going to gigs for the first time. People don't know who I am, and they're buying T-shirts with my face on it. Like, that's awesome. That would never happen in pop music. And it's just as to say, that whole sort of the fact that they're so like emotionally invested in the whole thing. I find it quite exciting. Like, and I really think that is what's going to drive it forward.
Yeah, you're right, and I did say, and I do say that on some of my shows, because not a lot of people. I'm still buying music because that's how I bought. There's another singer we're promoting at the minute called Taylor Louise. She's brilliant. Been doing it since she was 13, so similar story to you. And me and Eddie were doing a show there last week, and she was there, and I bought 2 of her CDs. one for me, one for edit. Reason being is it's like a bit of a, might only be a tenner or something, but that's another 10 quid in a pocket. And what I'm trying to say, and if anyone, if you're listening to this, find an artist that you really like. And the best way to help them is go and buy something off them. So it's a t-shirt, it's a bobcat, whatever they sell, go and buy something, and something, it might be 10 quid, 20 quid, 30 quid, whatever it is. And the band or the artist will get a bit of that, and that keeps them rocking. Because if you're not buying the music and download it, and even if people download your music from iTunes or Spotify, and buy it, you only get a few pence, don't you? You get virtually nothing. So the best way is to go and watch an artist live that you like. And if you can't go and watch them live, go on their website and buy some of the merchandise. Buy a t-shirt. Just buy a t-shirt. And that'll help. So like Danny now, go and find Danny's website, buy a t-shirt. And that might only give him a couple of quid. But if 100 people do that, it just gives him the basics, fuel in your car to go to your next gig, doesn't it? It's just it's that raw.
Yeah, this is it. And, moving on from that, at the moment, I got a phone call the other day from Houston, Texas, asking me to come and play a show in San Diego, which I've agreed to do, which I'm going over there in January to go and play Springboard Festival, which is like one of the big festivals over in the States. And I obviously, he was like, it's non-profit, so, I ain't going to be able to pay too much for flights and this, that, and the other. I was like, okay, don't worry, I want to take this opportunity. We'll sort it, because I'm fully confident. And people have already started to give on this Kickstarter campaign that I'm doing. Like in pop music, I wouldn't have even dreamt of trying it, but I'm already starting to move on it. It's great. As I say, you can find it on Kickstarter. It's just Danny McMahon UK, and it's all on there. But as I say, people have started to give, 30, 50, 60, 70 pounds at a time for what I'm doing. I'm genuinely humbled that people are willing to do that. But as I say, it's just kind of another representation of how great the community is, really.
Yeah, that's good, man. People will get behind you if you believe in you. And what we'll do with that as well, we'll put that in the show notes for when this goes onto a podcast and Mixcloud and whatever. But if you want to go onto Duggystone Radio Facebook page and just put your put that link onto your thing, and we'll promote it. That's still building up as well, but we'll share that, and the guys will share that on their own personal pages. So if you want to do that, mate, if you want to get onto that Facebook page and add that to it, and we'll share it and try and get you some more support.
Thank you very, very much.
Yeah, no problem. That's what the station's about. It's about genuinely about promoting you guys, and the same with us. We're very in a similar situation. We're still growing. We've got things to pay for, licensing, all the rest of it. We have got merchandise, t-shirts, and what have you, and people can support us that way. And I'm going to, bit like you're doing a Kickstart in the new year. We're going to start doing show promotions and things like that, so people can get involved. If they like the show, they can support. Same thing to you. Come and support our show. Come and support the presenter, and then that keeps us going. If you like what we do. If they don't, they won't do it, will they? So you've not got very long before you've got to get amass some money to go out there. And my advice to you, mate, is get as much as you can, and beg, steal, and borrow the rest, and just go, because that sounds like an immense opportunity. I don't often suggest this, but get your credit card and max the hell out of it, and just get your ass. And do you know what I mean? It's like one of those opportunities that you can't.
It's one of those ones. It's just like, he started talking to me. I was like, this can't be true. And I kind of started looking it up, and they had like Taylor Swift's manager was there last year and all this stuff. And he was like, I'm going to put you in a room full of this and that and the other for labels. And I was just like, this country music in America, man. Like I've got to do this not only for me, but I've got to try and give it a good stab for British country music as well. Like it's just one of those things. So I'm gonna give it all I got, and we'll see what comes of it. Hey.
Yeah, I'm sure you will, because they are quite open to some of the UK music. I know it's difficult. I mean, if you make it in the States, then just write your own check. If you become big over. But don't forget Duggystone when you do. And I say that to a lot of artists. A lot of artists say, "Oh, thanks very much for supporting us. How can we pay you back?" I say, "Do you know when you're doing that massive stadium tour?" And they go, "Yeah." And you were a little one of these on the door, and it'll be, "It's me. Let me in." It'll be me. A little walk on stage would be nice. I can't sing, but anyway, you know what I mean. That's what it's about. We'll all grow together. But I'm a bit wacky. And you're probably going to do it anyway. But if you do go over there, you want to be filming it from you getting on a plane to the other side and get someone to turn that into a little documentary about you. I don't know if you've planned that, but do it. Just do it. Just grab a cheap camera or get someone to go with you. You've got to film all that so we can see and experience it. People buy into people. I want to see that journey as an individual. I want to see you, getting on the plane, going to the show, doing the show, little snippets, and that for me would be brilliant. And that really get people behind.
Awesome, fella. I'm on it. I'm on it.
Oh. Yeah, definitely. Seriously, do it. Don't please do it. Just get some video. If you've got a videographer, take one with you. If not, get a GoPro or another camera and just film stuff, and then give it to someone just to edit for you and produce a little thing. That's what you want to do, mate. Seriously, do not miss a trick, because it's all about. It's like business as well. I do a business show and it's about how can you get out to people. You've got to use as many platforms as you can: podcasting, video, blogs, music, everything. You've got to use all the platforms, because we live in such a busy, noisy age. You've got to hit everyone as many times as you can. So what have you got planned? You're out touring at the minute now. You've been promoting your EP.
I've been promoting the EP a fair old bit. So we did shows in Bristol, Essex, and Gloucestershire for that one, for the EP, as soon as that one came out. So response has been awesome to that. I've been, as I say, really blown away by how kind of radio have taken to it, and many people have bought it at shows and all that kind of thing. As I say, next year, we've got 2 and almost 3 shows confirmed. I say 2. So we got the 3 shows out in the States. So that's 3 shows in San Diego. We might try and do a show in LA when we arrive. We'll see how that one goes, because we're flying out to LA and then going down to San Diego from there. So we might try and get a gig in LA on the Tuesday night if we get there quick enough, which will be on the 9th of January. And then the festival in San Diego is from the 11th to the 13th. So there's a show every night there. And then when we get back on the 17th of January, we are playing the Hard Rock Cafe in London. So that's kind of where we're at for shows at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. So you probably mentioned it before, but things go through my head and back outside the other. What's your website so people can grab you?
At the moment, I just run everything through my Facebook and my Reverb Nation, which is all at Danny McMahon UK. So as I say, facebook.com/Danny McMahon UK or Reverb Nation /Danny McMahon UK. Same for Instagram, same for Twitter. All the social media platforms are Danny McMahon UK.
Just spell your surname for everyone, because I have
MCMAHON.
Right, okay. Because I say that because it's like me with the radio and everything, and I'm dyslexic, so I look to your name, and when it's a new name that I've not seen before, I'm not sure. I totally cock it up, and I don't know how to spell it. So people spell words in different, and they might not find you, but. Anyway, if you go to Duggystone Facebook page and not sure, or if they send a message to me, we'll send them a link to where you are, and I'll put it in the show notes as well. Hey, it sounds really exciting then. So you've got, what are you doing over Christmas then? Have you got, because we're just before Christmas while we're recording this, are you playing anywhere, or are you just having a break from it all?
Only things I'm going to be doing over Christmas, I'm going to be doing a bit of busking, trying to get some more money for this little trip. So I'm going to be doing some busking in Bristol and Bath. So I'll be doing Bath tomorrow from 11:30. So I'll be in the city centre there. And then I'll move over to Bristol probably about 2:30, something like that. So I'll be down at the harbour side in Bristol. So we'll just be doing a little bit of busking there. And then I'm going to head off to Wales, I think, for a well-earned break.
Yeah, I don't blame you either. I don't blame you. So you've obviously got this first EP out. I presume, I'm making a big presumption now, have you got plans for the next one? Have you got the next one? Are you recording it, or are you writing it?
Basically the next record's pretty much written. Had a bit of a spree, really. I had a couple of nights. I was up in Liverpool, and I was just literally just chilling with the guitar, and often the way it happens, I ended up writing just about, it was during Country Music Week actually. Had a couple of days off from work, and I was just had one song after the other, so I had about 6 or 7 songs written. So I've got like 3 songs or 4 songs that I need to shortlist down for for that. And then today I'm actually in the process of recording the vocals for potentially what's going to be the new single, which is another one that Dan's written. Another one Dan Evans has written for me. So we're actually doing the cutting the vocals in the studio for that today. So all exciting times.
Yeah, it is, mate. It really is. It really is exciting times, and I'm looking forward to see what you produce and what comes out, because your first EP, I think, is brilliant. I think it's really good. And, whoa, hang on, someone's trying to ring me. There you go. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I really enjoyed your first EP.
Yeah,
is that on Spotify now as well?
Yeah, it's all on Spotify,
sure
Apple Music, Amazon, Deezer, whichever Tidal, whichever one you want. It's all on there. So it's so it's called Making Memories, and it's so it's all available on all major media platforms.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing your progression. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens after you've been to the States, because I think that's a great one. Great experience, if nothing else, and something to talk about and something to promote. Yeah, I think that'd be brilliant. And you never know you're going to meet over there. It's like you go networking or you go out and about, and you do not know you're going to bump into. I mean, I was at an event the other week, and I bumped into a guy called Brandon Block, who is or was a massive DJ back in Ibiza back in the 80s, 90s, mega. And I just met him at another event I never expected to be. So you don't know you're going to meet when you go over there, and who's going to pick up on you and see you. You don't know who's going to be in the audience. So it could be, you don't know, do you? You've got to go with an open mind and just go and perform and enjoy it. And I reckon you'll go down really well over there. I'm sure you will. Sure you will. I did go to the UK Country Music Awards a few months ago.
Yeah.
It was in the East Midlands. So I'll plan to go there again. It's run by another radio station, actually, but it didn't bother me. And they were great. Seriously, it was a country radio station. And I went along because I know Ken Meakin. And Ken was talking about it. And I've been talking to Chloe Chadwick. I've been talking to Wayne Jacobs. I've been talking to Lily Garland. Brilliant. All of them are brilliant. I met some other, but they were really welcoming, and I ended up on a table with some singers, and it was a great night. So if you get the opportunity to go next year, go, because
I
was
BCMA
the one of the Midlands.
No, not the one in Wolverhampton.
No, I didn't go to that one. That one. No, I didn't go to the Wolverhampton. No, I couldn't make that one. I went to one that was about 2 months before, and it was at the East Midlands, in East Midlands. There was one. There's two that are a couple of months apart, and there'll be another one again in early in 2018, about February. But great night. Gary Perkins and the Breeze, loads of great bands out there. And what I do, like your music, I've been playing your music on my country show, like I do with all the other guys, and it's just people just listen to things, and it does work, because I've had people saying, like, I've got family in Canada, like I said at the start of the interview, and I was playing some I forget who it was now. I was playing one of the artists that's quite well known, the Shires. I was playing the Shires, and my auntie and uncle, can you get me a CD? We really like this. They'd never heard it, and that's what my show's about. It's play music from the States, the UK, Australia, Ireland, and it's great to showcase you. And
thank you so much,
I wish you all
fella.
success in the future, mate. I really do. So before we end the interview, because we've been nearly half an hour now, can you where do people, let's say it again if they missed it, you talk about your
so as I say, there's
where do they go for that?
The pinned link on my Facebook page, which is Danny McMahon UK, and the Kickstarter link is there. So it will take you straight to the Kickstarter website. So it will just say Danny McMahon San Diego Springboard Festival, and it will take you all there. There's loads of different rewards you can get as well. So I'm not asking for free money. Like anything from £10 and up, will get you a reward. So anything from, as I say, a signed letter from me, or a framed set of lyrics with a CD. I'll even come and play a gig at your house if you. If you do the top amount on there. So as I say, there's loads of different prizes that you can get. Yeah.
Wonderful. And what I want to do as well, and I think you'll be able to, if you're swinging by when the weather's a bit warmer, I want you to swing by the Midlands and come. I'm doing some live sessions. You know, like you go to radio and they do the live sessions in London and what have you. Well, I'm doing it on the deck. I've got a deck outside my log cabin, and I've got a few artists going to come up to do separate ones, so that, you know, the live session type thing. I'm going to video that. We're going to put it live on the radio. So I think that'd be pretty good. So
Sounds
I hope to
epic,
see
mate.
you
I look
on the
forward
deck
to
in
it.
2018. Stone's deck. So yeah, like I say, I'm gonna get a proper video guy. We're gonna do it live to Facebook as well, and we're gonna do it live to the radio station. I think that'll just another avenue. So I've got 3 or 4 people said they're gonna come up. Baz O'Connell's gonna come up from Jersey, so it's you'll be part of that, and we might turn that into a bit of an audio thing for people to purchase and what have
Thank you, fella.
So
You
great.
too.
Good luck for 2018. And we'll look forward to whatever else you bring out. We will be playing it. I'm sure you'll send it through to us, and we'll keep playing your music on the station. You are on the playlist, so if people are listening, your songs will come up, and I'll keep playing you on my country show. So
you too.
until
Cheers,
next
fella.
time, take it easy, mate. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed that interview with Danny. Thanks for doing that interview, Danny. Really appreciate it, mate. And now it's now 2018, and you should be, or it might have been by the time you listen to this, I've been on his tour in the States, so that's wonderful news. So if you're listening on iTunes, please please comment. If you're listening on Spotify and what have you, please share it with people. There's always interesting guests on my show, whether it's dyslexia, adversity, or music. I have a whole range of guests that I have on, and I'll try and find people that are interesting with interesting stories. So until next time, people, I'll see you.